Egyptian civilization was formed around the Nile River around 3000 BC. The Nile River periodically flooded, making the land fertile, which led to the emergence of several city-states in the region. With the emergence of these city-states, the Egyptian civilization was formed, and a powerful unified kingdom emerged that integrated these city-states and developed into the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and New Kingdom. Unlike the Mesopotamian civilization, this Egyptian civilization was quite closed and exclusive. Because it was surrounded by deserts and the sea, trade with other regions was challenging, and there were no invasions by foreigners.
Therefore, the Egyptians were more interested in the world after death than in their present life, and as a result, they developed a religious view of the afterlife. So they made mummies and pyramids and placed the Book of the Dead inside them. The Book of the Dead is a guide for the dead. In the Egyptian civilization, where a powerful unified kingdom continued for a long time, the king was deified as a pharaoh, the son of the sun god, and a powerful theocracy was implemented. Egyptian civilization used the solar calendar and decimal system, developed geometry and surveying due to the periodic flooding of the Nile River, and used hieroglyphs.
These hieroglyphs were written primarily on papyrus, a type of paper made from reeds and plants grown in the region. The Hittites were among the nations that developed along the Mediterranean coast between the Mesopotamian and Egyptian civilizations. The Hittites were founded on the peninsula of Asia Minor, where Turkey is now. The Asia Minor Peninsula is also called Anatolia. The Hittites were a nation that actively engaged in conquest, using powerful iron weapons and chariots. Phoenicia was a country located on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea that enjoyed prosperity through active maritime activities and built several city-states, including Carthage. The Phoenician alphabet is considered the ancestor of most modern alphabets used today, including the one we are using to communicate now. The Hebrews were a kingdom established in Canaan, present-day Palestine, that enjoyed its heyday during the reign of King Solomon, the wise king. However, the Hebrews were divided into Israel and Judea after the death of King Solomon. The Hebrew people believed in one God, which developed into Judaism and later had a great influence on Christianity and Islam. The Indus civilization is an ancient civilization that flourished in the Indus River Basin from around 2500 BC to around 1900 BC. The Dravidians developed this civilization, and Harappa and Mohenjo-daro are considered representative urban ruins. In particular, Mohenjo-daro was a very well-designed city, with brick buildings arranged in an orderly manner. In Mohenjo-daro, even the roads were paved with bricks, and there were not only advanced sewage facilities, but also public bathhouses. The Indus civilization used bronze tools, hieroglyphs, and seals, and these seals were discovered in the Mesopotamia region, showing that there was an exchange between the Indus civilization and the Mesopotamian civilization. An unwelcomed guest came to the Indus River Basin, where urban civilization had developed, and these were the Aryans. The Aryans, who originally lived in Central Asia, occupied the Indus River basin with their strong Aryan-based culture and advanced as far as the Ganges River. The Aryans established a closed caste system to govern the indigenous people and founded the Brahman religion. The caste structure consists of 4 classes: the Brahmins, who are in charge of ancestral rites, the Kshatriyas, who are members of royalty and warriors, the Vaishyas, who are commoners, and the Shudras, the lowest class of people. Shudras, the lowest class, were at the bottom of society, performing manual and unskilled labor, and some even lived as slaves. Brahmanism worships nature gods, and the scriptures of Brahmanism are Veda. Chinese civilization developed in the Yellow River and Yangtze River basins, and the first recorded dynasty to develop in this area was the Xia dynasty. Shang was a city-state that conquered the Xia dynasty and occupied the Yellow River basin around 1600 BC. Xiang interpreted the will of God through fortune-telling and operated a powerful theocracy that decided important matters of the nation accordingly. While there were settlements and policies around the area called Yanhe, meaning Yan River, the name of the Xiang dynasty's capital city was Yan. Several bronze artifacts were discovered in the Yanhe ruins, in particular an oracle bone inscription. Oracle bone inscription referred to fortune-telling using turtle shells or animal bones and recording the results. This oracle bone inscription became the origin of Chinese characters. Additionally, the Xiang dynasty used the lunisolar calendar and had a funeral custom called Xinjiang. Xinjiang refers to the practice of burying a living person with the deceased, usually a wife or a concubine, as a form of human sacrifice. The new dynasty that destroyed the Xiang dynasty was the Zhou dynasty. The Zhou established its capital at Hogyang around the 11th century BC and ruled the Yellow River basin. Then, the Zhou dynasty gradually expanded its territory and power to the Yangtze River basin. As the territory expanded, it became difficult for the king to rule the entire country, and a feudal system was implemented. Feudalism means that the king rules only the central area and grants the remaining areas to feudal lords to rule. At this time, the feudal lords were mainly made up of royal family members and public servants, and were closely related by blood.
In this way, the Zhou dynasty placed great emphasis on blood relations, especially laws of ancestry that emphasized inheritance by direct lineage by the eldest son, and the idea of the heavenly mandate that heaven governs everything. However, in the 8th century BC in 771, the country was relocated to Luoyi due to an attack by Jianyang, that is an invasion of nomadic tribes, and eventually entered a path of decline. In the early Zhou dynasty, the emperor was able to control the princely states, but as the power of the princely states strengthened, the emperor's authority weakened.
In particular, during the spring and autumn period, The authority of the Zhou dynasty was further undermined as feudal states competed and waged war with each other. The spring and autumn period refers to the period from 770 BC, when the Zhou dynasty royal family moved the capital to Luoyi, until 476 BC. This is also the era in which Confucius's spring and autumn years were written. A combination of factors led to the decline of the Zhou dynasty, which was eventually destroyed by the Jin dynasty in 256 BC. Thank you for watching. This is Gina. I worked alongside Tony and Leah.